If you're a member of the DC Bar like I am, I have an important request. The DC Bar is currently holding elections, and this one could be vital. Donald Trump has spent years trying to bend the legal system to his will. He's been threatening judges, punishing law firms, and turning lawyers into loyal foot soldiers. And now one of those lawyers wants to lead the DC Bar. Brad Bondi, the brother of Attorney General Pam Bondi, is running to be the next president of the DC Bar. Bondi is a high-powered white-collar defense lawyer here in Washington, D.C., and is a chair of the investigations group at Paul Hastings. But this race isn't about credentials, it's about control over the largest unified association of lawyers in the United States. Mr. Bondi moves in Trump's orbit, represents Trump's allies, and benefits from the same machinery that has tried to dismantle public faith in the legal profession. And what I fear is that if Trump asked Bondi to steer the D.C. Bar in a Trump-friendly direction, I don't think Bondi would refuse. And of all the bar associations in the country, unfortunately, right now, I think that the DC Bar is the most important for exactly this reason. Mr. Bondi's candidacy should alarm anyone who believes the bar must remain independent and beyond the reach of political retribution, especially because lawyers in Trump's orbit, like interim U.S. Attorney for DC Ed Martin, are doing some unbelievably unethical things in Washington, D.C. And it might be the DC Bar that brings ethics investigations against them. Now, more than ever, it's important to have an impartial, nonpartisan, ethical attorney in charge of the DC Bar. So if you're a member of the DC Bar, I'm asking you to vote for the person best equipped to lead us through this perilous time. Please vote against Brad Bondi and for Diane Selzer for president of the DC Bar. I already have. The DC Bar's president chairs the Board of Governors, which approves the organization's budget, including funding for the Office of Disciplinary Counsel, the independent watchdog that investigates attorney misconduct. The president also influences who chairs key bar committees, including those overseeing budget and investments. And since 2020, the Office of Disciplinary Counsel has investigated and charged multiple Trump-aligned lawyers, including Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, and Jeffrey Clark, with trying to overturn the election through dishonest or frivolous lawsuits. And the findings have been damning. Lawyers' actions were reckless, unethical, and in some cases grounds for permanent disbarment. And the bar also initiated ethics investigations into 3 lawyers who aided in Sidney Powell's frivolous lawsuits. But being nonpartisan doesn't mean turning a blind eye to unethical lawyers just because they happen to be involved in the political process. Far from it, it means applying the same standards towards everyone and investigating attorney conduct, especially when there is political pressure. But unfortunately, Brad Bondi flies in that same orbit. He's represented Elon Musk, he's represented Trump's media. Now, just to be clear, my position has nothing to do with Bondi's political affiliation or his familial ties. But right now, it is undeniable that President Trump is targeting people who fought against the big lie and his previous lawlessness, regardless of whether they are Democrats or Republicans. And now was not the time to appoint someone with such close ties to someone who was trying to undermine the rule of law. So because I care about the rule of law, I've already voted for Brad Bondi's opponent, Diane Selzer. She's been deeply involved in steering the DC Bar for more than a decade. Selzer has served for 5 years on the Board of Governors and on the Board of Directors for the Bar's Pro Bono Center. She served for 12 years on the Continuing Legal Education Committee, including as chair. And on her website, she explains her top priority as Bar president. Quote, "We must at all costs honor and uphold the rule of law. Lawyers, especially those in Washington, D.C., are serving as the strong set of guardrails protecting the Constitution, ensuring access to justice, and challenging unlawful conduct by the highest levels of government. The bar has to be a source of strength." So because I agree with her, if you are a lawyer and a member of the DC Bar, I urge you to vote for Diane Selzer to lead the DC Bar. I already have.